I'm Allegra Sandelli. I'm with TD Bank, and I'm Senior Vice President and lead retail, community, and local marketing. And we utilize digital signage in our store network. We have over 1,200 locations, and we have digital signage in probably about 1,000 of them. So we definitely have an interest in the show and DSE and helping us understand how we can better leverage that network. In a banking environment, it's unexpected to have kind of that movement and that flow that digital brings into the store. It's disruptive, and it allows us to really have a broader and more detailed message than we could have otherwise with standard posters and paper around. And it's clean and brings the message in a very uncluttered environment. I think the biggest challenge is the pace of technology is so rapid and so fast that by the time you make a decision, you're practically obsolete. Coming to DSE and understanding what's ahead, what we're looking at the road down the future, and how that might fit into your strategy of why you're utilizing digital signage is really, really important. It's a very expensive mistake if you're not making the decisions and not understanding what your real purpose is and what it'll mean to you down the road. If you're making a capital expenditure and putting it on a 3 to 5 year amortization plan, you don't want it to be undervalued by the time you're getting to the point where you've paid for it. And so it's important to understand really what the future holds. And DSE is a place where everybody gets together. This is all what they're thinking about. It's not from one source. It's from a variety of sources. So you get to have a much deeper understanding of what's out there and what solutions really work best for your strategy. Really, if you think of the past 10 years where it's gone, it's unbelievable. I remember when we started our putting digital signage, we had such a different vision of what it would be, and we started to build it, and it was built very, very chunkily, and we're still living with that. So, when you're making that big investment, when you're finally getting a corporation to have the value of the digital signage, it's important that you make it so that it's as versatile as possible, that you can leverage it to the greatest degree possible and manage it with ease. So that's really important, and we've learned those bitter lessons up front. For us, content is, right now it's hard with such a big network to build something that is absolutely customized for each location, because when you look at a footprint of 1,200 locations, the community, the markets are different, what's relevant in them is different, and so it's really important to have a flexibility to be able to do, to be able to customize your messaging and target the particular audiences you're looking for within those stores that have a really different understanding of how, what's meaningful to them and what's meaningful in their community. So, customization is very important to us and something we're looking down the road at. At this point, we only have probably about 15 locations that we completely customize. Otherwise, it's standard fare, but we understand what are the demographics of that community, and we make sure that's reflected in what we do. So, to the degree that we can, without having the infrastructure to support a customized network across the footprint, we make sure we do at least understand what the demographics are, and that they see themselves reflected in our messaging. Understanding so much more about your customer base and the uniqueness that it has in each location is really key to zeroing in and letting them know, hey, you do know who I am, you know what I stand for, you know what I look for, and so the importance of being able to do this going forward is critical, I think, to really leveraging digital signage and all the information that's available now to really help drive business and to make a meaningful statement in the communities. We don't just use our messaging for sales. We use it to focus on many things that we do in the community. The TD Bank has a very strong social purpose, and we care about the environment. We care about diversity. We care about human services within the community, and we have a great volunteer network of employees, and we really like to embed ourselves, and putting that message out in our stores is really important, because not everybody knows. It's not something you're out there yelling about. So it's important to let everybody know how much we truly and authentically care, and we use our digital signage to really demonstrate some of these activities and support that we have within our stores. This is only my second year, and I come and I learn so much, and you as I said earlier, you're so exposed to much more than you ever would be if you just talk to one or two vendors, and the dialogue that you have on the floor here is tremendous for information, and the networking with other retailers is really tremendous to understand what they've done, how they succeeded, where they've come across speed bumps, and to help you understand how you might avoid those going forward. So I think that while there's a lot of the same things you're seeing every year, there's always something relevant and meaningful that you learn because you're coming again and again. This year I brought my team with me, and they are soaking everything up as well, and so it's really I think beneficial to be here, to make sure you don't miss. It's not necessarily, you're not going to upgrade your technology every year, but there's so many other things that you learn, and the pace of how we're using digital signage is moving so fast as well, and that's what's important right now. How do you make what you have be the best that it can possibly be in reaching your customers? When I think about my experience at DSE, I think that informative really kind of describes it. I've learned so much, and I've also met so many great people. I love the networking opportunities here. People share, and people are willing to talk to you about the things that they've done, and really help give you advice and tell you what they've learned. And I feel like I've been able to do the same. And so that kind of sort of collaborative nature of people in this organization really does make this a worthwhile visit to every year.